On the question of silence as captured in the letter, in the statement of 8th of February, our position that whereas the witness said the deputy governor kept quiet, in our affidavit in response to that contention, we've said indeed the deputy governor did not keep quiet, but informed the witness that that money was meant to have been sent to somebody by the name Gladys Aminga, and that it was a mistake to have been sent to Lucy. It was intended for Gladys, and in our bundle we have shown how we have saved the two names next to each other, and which led to that mistake. I hope I have answered the question.
Senator Tabitha. Tasifuna, your chance is coming, so hold it.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just very brief questions. For how long have you known the DG, and how has your work relation been with him since you've been the MD for the last 1.5 years in the institution that you work? And secondly, in both your statement and your affidavit, you have a key word named approached. Would you state before the Senate when you say, Robert Monda approached me saying, how was the approach? Was it physical? Was it a phone call? Was it an email? How was the mode of the approach that you stated? When you sent the money back to Mr. Monda, what was his response? And when he approached you for a request of a candidate, what was your response to him? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, thank you. One, I've known His Excellency Dr. Robert Monda from the time they got into office, that is from August 2022. Relationship in the workplace, it has been a positive relationship because he is a stakeholder. The county governments are shareholders in which we have had good relationships with the county governments, which he serves as the deputy governor. So the relationship and the support that we have been receiving from the company shows that we've been having a positive or a good working relationship. Question number 3. Madam Speaker, in line with the word approach, on 4th May 2023, it was a Thursday, he called me and summoned me to his office, which I visited at Kisii Stadium, went to his office, and that is when he told me he has an interest in one of the adverts that he had seen in the daily newspaper. And after that, I told him if the candidate that he had qualifies, he will surely be able to get the job because it is purely based on merit and qualifications. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Enoch.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just 2 questions, quick ones. Madam Lucy, did you have any other cash transactions with the deputy governor before 28? Have you dealt money with him before you received this M-Pesa from his account? And secondly, when you called him on 29th about the money that you received on 28th, did he tell you explicitly that this money was meant to influence your decision on the job in question? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, thank you. When he called, on 29th, when I called the deputy governor, he told me, remember the case that I had told you about in terms of assisting my candidates to get a job as a commercial manager. And I told him there is no need of sending money because the criteria is purely based on merit. Kindly reverse the money. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
First question,
Sorry?
did you answer the first question?
Sorry, Madam Speaker, maybe I didn't
Repeat
catch
it
that up.
again for her.
The first question was, did you have any cash transactions, any cash business between yourself and the DG before 28 when you received money through M-Pesa from him?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have never had any cash transaction between me and the Deputy Governor. Not in cash, not in my M-Pesa.
Senator Mulgo, do you still want to raise any question?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I have two questions to the witness. One is, what did you see on your message? Did you see 100,000 or did you see a name with it such that you are comfortable overnight with the money and not uncomfortable such that you would, seek as to who is the sender and probably send it back? So what made you comfortable to just have it with you overnight? Then my second question is, what influence do you have over the board such that the deputy governor would seek your help to be able to help him position this applicant?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Question number one. In line with what influence? Being a board member, I'm the managing director of the company. I would probably think that he felt that I could be able to influence, because by virtue of the office that I hold as a managing director and I sit in the board, he felt that maybe I could be able to influence. It is by virtue of the position that I hold. Question number two, Madam Speaker, the comfort in which I stayed with the money at night. I've clearly stated, Madam Speaker, the money was sent to me at 21:34. It was a Sunday at night. And this is my boss in the county. Madam Speaker, I wouldn't have called him at that particular time. And the following day was a Monday. That is why I called him during the official working hours. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Senators, we still have a list I want to give to Senator Sifuna, but I want to request that if a question has already been answered, we don't repeat it again, because you most likely will get the same answer. Senator Sifuna.
Madam Speaker, at the beginning of these proceedings, there were certain admissions that were made by the counsel for the deputy governor. Most important of which was that, yes, the accept money was received, but it was not for the purposes stated by the prosecution, but that it was for repayment of a debt. Now, Senior Counsel Katwa Kigen, at page 189, where we have excerpts of the Hansard of the isn't it a fact, if the answer is to be believed, that in fact this question of whether the DG spoke to the MD at Guasco on this request or not has already been made? Or is it your position, as you've stated before, that the Hansard has been doctored? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Proceed. Lucy.
Our position is that, no, we do not say that that part of the answer has been doctored. We do not contest that. We do not contest that bit of the answer. we are saying that the money was erroneously sent to Lucy. It was meant to be sent to Gladys. The conversation. It is also true, it is our position that we contest the position taken by Lucy that she was summoned. It is our position that they met casually, and the deputy governor said in passing that a friend of mine's son has applied, and that Lucy in response said exactly what she has said now, that if he qualifies, well and good, and nothing else, nothing beyond that casual comment, and that the issue of being someone is untrue. And the deputy governor will testify to that tomorrow.
Thank you, Council. Senator Gloria, and I will have to make a decision whether we proceed on or, okay.
Madam Speaker, I'll be very brief, and thank you, Lucy, for keeping calm. I want to ask this question because a lot of, there is some gray areas. You are referencing that you did not make the phone call because it was 9:34 on a Sunday night. And the assumption is that you do not speak to your bosses or anyone within work past certain hours. So my question is, have you never called the deputy governor past a certain hour in reference to any other issue other than this?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have never spoken with His Excellency, the Deputy Governor, anytime beyond 5. The few times that we have spoken with His Excellency, the Deputy Governor, is during official hours and often morning hours. This would have been a different scenario if I would have called the Deputy Governor at night.
Senator Osotsi, don't repeat the questions, please.
Madam Lucy, this is the third time you are appearing before the Senate. You have appeared before the CPIC committee where I chair as the managing director of Kisii Water. And during those occasions, the committee has given you a number of directives. One is matters bordering on the fight against corruption. Two is matter bordering on the skill set and the competitive recruitment of staff in your company. Are your actions in this particular case motivated by the recommendations of the committee to you?
Madam Speaker, yes, I want to say that in the year 2021, the company had serious governance issues. And we were summoned at the Senate. We have been summoned twice. And I want to say that through the support of this Senate and the recommendations that he has been able to do, that the company took that seriously, the shareholders took that seriously, and put in place the proper governance structures of the company. And through those proper governance structures, the company has really made tremendous steps towards positive progress, improvement, and corporate image of the company has been able to change. And therefore, this process, one, we wouldn't, the company through the board of directors, and even through the shareholders, number one, matters to do with corruption, the company would not have entertained that. Number two, in terms of skill set, the company was set to get the right skills for the right positions so that we can be able to improve the performance of the company. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Chute, you take under 1 minute to ask your question, and then maybe at 9:10, we move on to the next witness.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this house is house of records and facts. Madam Speaker, Madam Lucy, on a statement of 8th February 2024, she indicated very clearly that let me read this part. After receiving applications from interested persons, the board shortlisted candidates for the post of commercial manager and invited them for interviews on 15th May 2023. And she went on and gave time for people like Boyani Ongera, 10 a.m., and also Mercy Vati, 10:30. So, Madam Speaker, what I don't understand is this. In her witness statement, it says she invited these people on 15th. And she went on and said they are supposed to come on 25th and 26th. I want a clarification there. Madam Speaker, I also wanted to know if she can agree with me that she lied on her statement, which she wrote on 8th February 2024. And the same she had an affidavit dated 8th March 2024. On the statement of 8th February, she said the Honorable Deputy Governor kept quiet. How can she forget? In February, she said the Deputy Governor kept quiet. Again, on her affidavit, which is only a month after that, she says, oh, he told me I'm giving you this money because of this and this. I think, Madam Speaker, let her agree with us that she lied on the statement she gave, which is of 8th February 2024. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Can you tackle that very quickly, Madam Lucy?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I didn't lie. It's only that the statement was not made on under the Commissioner of Boards. And that is why I clarified by saying I stick with my affidavit that I swore.
Senator Eric Okongo.
Yes, this is to my learned friend, Senior Kato. At page 26, the money was sent by error to number 0724616288. That's to Lucy Wahito. At E7, money was meant to be sent to Gladys Aminga. Could you kindly supply us with the mobile number for Gladys Aminga?
Council, take that.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. If you look at our bundle, the Deputy Governor's bundle, page 117, sorry. Yes, 117B, page 117B. The error was not so much in terms of the number that was picked, it was more in the neighborhood of the names as saved by the Deputy Governor. If you look at that 117B, the Deputy Governor has saved the name of Lucy as CEO Quasco, and then the one of Gladys as CEO Health Gladys Aminga. And the mistake was therefore in the choice of the person he picked when he was sending the money.
The senator had sought about the number, or is that your response? The mobile number.
The number is in the M-Pesa transactions for Honorable Monda, which is at page, they are at page.
Allow council to respond.
The number is actually in that 117, but I know it's faint. And Dr. Monda's M-Pesa statement runs from page 105. If you could allow us, when we will be adducing evidence tomorrow, to pick out, because it's part of our defense to show how we paid Gladys Aminga shortly after having mistakenly sent, kindly, just because I can't trace the number right away.
That's a response, Senator, and you know that's a response. Whether good or bad, you know what to do when the response does not meet your standard. Senator Beth, and the final person will be Senator George. Will not allow any more. The points of
thank
order
you.
will pend finalization of this.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this chance. My question goes again to the senior counsel, the counsel for DG. Actually, it's online with what the senior counsel has asked. How would the contacts for Lucy, the name that starts with L, and Gladys, the name that starts with G, be confused, yet phone contacts appear alphabetically?
It's a question directed to counsel.
And we beyond saying that at page 117 we've shown 117B, we've shown how we have saved the names in a serial order of CEO Gladys, CEO Lucy, and that the name of Lucy and Gladys are next to each other. That is the most we can do in terms of answering the question of how the mistake happened. And I think that is the most I can say. I would like, with your permission, Madam Speaker, to answer the question by Honorable Senior Counsel Mogeni. The number of Gladys Aminga is 0727 455 843. 0727 455 843.
Senator Bugwa, and that's the final question before we leave this witness. You will hold that, Senator Chute, until we finalize what I have given. I have given direction, so you will wait, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll be very brief. Madam Lucy, I would want a clarification from you. By the time you advertised for this position, were you aware that there was a court order which had declared this position null and void, and they had advised that you stop the recruitment process? I would also want you to tell this Honorable House whether it is true that around the same time, the salary of the managing director was increased from 133,000 to 510,000, whether it is true, and if it is true, what necessitated that FDA increase for that one position? Thank you.
Madam Speaker, thank you. The two statements, Madam Speaker, they are not true. There was no court case that quashed the adverts that had been made on 14th April 2023. Number two, the salary of the managing director was not increased from 100 to 510 within that period. If there was a salary, the managing director was given the salary by the board of directors at the time of appointment. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Chute, what was your point?
Madam Speaker, the witness has not answered my question. My first question was, in her statement of the 8th of February, the statement was, invitation was...
I believe she can remember that question.
Yes.
Lucy, can you clarify in under half a minute that question that was initially asked about your two statements?
Madam Speaker, thank you. The first statement I made in a hurry, and it was not before a commissioner of oaths. And that is why I said I stick with the affidavit that I made before the commissioner of oaths. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
So I believe this is all for this witness. Counsel for the county,
Yes.
do you wish to call another witness or have you dropped them?
Yes, Your Honor, Madam Speaker. Also permit me to supply the number of the witness who was just left, Lucy, and this is for purposes of benevolency from the County Assembly. The number is 07 24616288. It was sought and never supplied. Madam Speaker, kindly allow us to call the next witness who goes by the number for Lucy is 07.
Lucy is the witness, I
The
believe, who
witness.
just finished.
That's correct, Madam Speaker. 0724.
I believe, senators, I believe it's okay. That number is already in the documents. Okay. Senator, Council,
Thank you.
I believe it may not be too necessary to
I'm well
supply it.
guided.
They have the bundles, so they can read through the evidence.
Exactly at page 334.
So
Madam
you could,
Speaker, allow us to call our
call
next
in.
witness.
How long are you going to take?
She's
on
a
the-
very short witness, about 20 minutes.
About
20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay.
She goes by
proceed.
the name of Karen Magara.
Proceed.
Mr. Mutuma will take the witness.
Council Katwa Keegan, how long will you need for cross examination?
Could we request for the same time as the evidence in chief, Madam Speaker, please?
20 minutes?
I'll actually do not need to take the entire 20. I reduce mine to 15 or less.
Okay, 15 minutes, that's even better. So Council Katwa Keegan, maybe you'll match the 15 minutes. If need be.
My colleague intended to give me, to surrender the other minutes to me, but it's
I
okay,
do-
I can do 15 minutes.
You can do 15 minutes. Let's proceed.
I, Karen Magara, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before this Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Good evening, Honorable Karen.
Good evening.
For record purposes, kindly repeat your name. Tell us what you do for a living and where you come from.
My name is Karen Magara. I am a nominated MCA in the Kisii County Assembly, representing special interest.
So being a member of the County Assembly of Kisii, you are aware and familiar with the issue at hand, right?
Yes.
You are also the seconder in the motion for impeachment of the deputy governor, correct?
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. I want to cross-examine, rather to lead you on two issues. One is on the issue of public participation, and then briefly on your interaction with the witnesses in this matter. So on public participation, did you witness how public participation was conducted within Kisii County?
Honorable Madam Speaker, being a special elect, I had an opportunity not only to go to one ward, but to just do a sampling kind of exercise during the public participation. And indeed, it was a demonstration that what was going on, so many issues came up in that public participation. So I did witness the public participation, on Madam Speaker.
How did the public submit their views? In what form? Was it written? Was it memoranda? How were their views collected and submitted?
The public participation had various forms of giving their views. One, by participation in a group. Others opted to take secret recording because they felt some of their issues were personal. Some wrote a memoranda to the assembly through the clerk. And this was being done on 26th of that, which was on Monday.
Thank you. You've heard from the defense counsel alleged that some of those videos were cooked and that they were never recorded at the venue of the public participation. What would you say about that?
Madam Speaker, I want to emphasize the point that when we were at the public participation is being done, it may not necessarily find one person in the ward. Remember, we have different divisions. People can, public participation can be in Tabaka ward, but the person from Tabaka ward could be working in Nyamarambe, for example, which is in Bogetenga ward. So where they were being found was where they were giving their views. It was not restrained to the ward that you come from.
Thank you. The videos that were played today, did you have an occasion to witness any of those recordings being taken?
Some of them, yes, I did, Madam Speaker.
Can you point us to one of them that you had at the occasion of being present when it was recorded?
One that was very touching was when I witnessed an old mzee talking about being told to sell a property of land worth 14 acres. And they had a transaction with the deputy, His Excellency, the Deputy Governor. And that in the midway, the transaction did not end well. And then the Deputy Governor was asking for a refund. Another one was an old woman, and not really an old woman, but a woman who clearly demonstrated that she is selling, she was selling, I think, motura. And she was asking, if I am selling motura and trying to educate my children, and when the children go through school, then the leaders are going to ask me for 800. Where am I going to raise the 800 from? That, Madam Speaker, touched me.
You've also had an allegation tabled by the defense team that the governor was involved through the use of sub-county admin and ward admin in the public participation process. What would your answer be?
That is absolutely not true. We have separation of powers. Madam Speaker, you are aware that even when we have public participation for the budget appropriation, the executive does its public participation and the assembly also does its public participation. This particular public participation was originated from the assembly. Madam Speaker, there is no way that the executive could have been allowed to carry this public participation. So it is not true.
And in instances where the event was to take place at the sub-county headquarters, isn't it natural that the sub-county admin would usher in the guest? Is that the position?
Yes, they could usher in because mostly sometimes when it is done, Madam Speaker, in the headquarters, sometimes we allow, they are told to arrange for the public participation. The arrangement is bring the chairs, allow us to use this facility. Then when the public participation ends, that after they have organized where we are, the public participation is, if it is for the assembly, their engagement ends there.
Thank you. To my last limb of this questioning, did you have an opportunity to interact with the allegations in the notice of motion for impeachment and conduct your own investigations on the allegations? And if so, what was the nature of your interaction with?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I had an opportunity to engage and do my own investigations. This is after the Honorable Siocha requested me to second the motion. And voluntarily, because I represent special interest, I decided first of all to familiarize myself with the issues. Is it true that what they are saying is correct? So I went ahead and requested the number of Dennis from Honorable Sioja, and I requested him to be in the company of the wife because I did not want to talk to Dennis alone. They made arrangements and we did meet in town, and they took me through the process of how they struggled to raise this money. And what pained me, Madam Speaker, is that the lady was expectant after struggling for 12 years. Madam Speaker, I'm a woman. I know sometimes what women go through, particularly when you cannot conceive and give children. And the lady sat, Nyaboke sat, narrating how they had even to separate shortly with the husband because she couldn't contain whatever that she was going through. This gave me a motivation, and I thought to myself, being a woman, representing youth, representing people living with disability, I had to rise to the occasion. And I said, I am truly going to take it upon myself to second this motion. Whatever that Dennis went through with the wife, I am standing here as a woman, Madam Speaker, painfully explaining an MCA earns 86,000. And I ask myself, as MCAs were struggling to take our children to school, then somebody asked me to give 800,000. How long, Madam Speaker, will I save to give a bribe of 800,000? That, for me, touched me. Even when I was contributing to this motion in the House, Honorable Madam Speaker, I said I don't want to talk about the law. I want to speak to the morals. Where is our society now, Honorable Madam Speaker? I earn 86,000. Somebody tells me to give 800,000. From where? That pained me, Madam Speaker. And I did voluntarily walk. Promised to walk with them this journey. That justice must be served to this Nyaboke. Justice must be served to Dennis. That is my conviction, and that is why patiently I stand in this Senate, wanting to convince.
What's your point of order, Senator Kalungu?
Madam Speaker, you know, it's late. It's almost 10 p.m. If the witness can stick to the issues, we did not come here for preaching and debate. We want to be directed to the issues as submitted. It's not a matter of emotions. We don't vote on emotions. We vote on facts. So can she restrain herself to answering the questions? When it comes to preaching, we'll be ready.
Council, on that point of order, I believe you have filed in documents and statements and affidavits from the witnesses. I am already ruling on the first point of order, and I have not finished. I would request counsel to guide the witness so that we make the process very seamless and we confine ourselves. You confine the witness to the documents that have been produced before the Senate.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the guidance. I'm actually on my last question on the issue. I just allowed the witness to give a true account of her own investigations and why she had to support the motion for impeachment. On my last question, Honorable Witness, were the allegations, the 4 allegations against the Deputy Governor of Kisii substantiated to warrant an impeachment? And that would be my last question.
Yes, they were substantiated.
Do they warrant an impeachment?
Yes.
Thank you. That will be all for this witness, Madam Speaker.
Can I say something on that? Just a minute.
Senator Council Keegan.
My colleague, Mr. Ochoki, will do the cross-examination.
Thank you for the opportunity, Madam Speaker. Honorable Karen, I'll just want to clarify a few things from you. And I'll start with whether you are aware of the advertisement that was made by the County Assembly, which is at page 22 of volume 1 of the County Assembly's documents. Are you aware of that? Did you see it, the newspaper advert in the Standard of February 24th?
Which page?
2024, page 22.
Yes.
The motion to have public participation was dealt with in the County Assembly on 21st of February. Is that correct?
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Because my senior, Mr. Kato, will deal on the funds and all, could you be aware on who funded this advert or from where it was paid for?
The Assembly is supposed to pay for the advert. That has been the practice, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. In the advert, there are venues that are listed in the advert. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Did you visit any of these venues?
Yes, I did.
Which one and which one did you visit?
I went to Tabaka.
Yes.
Where the public participation, there was another one in Nyamarambe and another one in Kitutu.
Okay. You very passionately raised the issue of public participation. Let me refer you to your contribution in the House on 29th of February this year. I believe, Honorable Madam Speaker, same can be found in page, let me just, your contribution in the House, as I get it, Madam Karen, did you, when you were contributing in the motion, it's at page 158 of volume 1 of the County Assembly's documents, your participation and your contribution, very emotional also because I was there. Look at your contribution that runs from page 158 to 160 of that County Assembly volume, that one.
Yes.
Okay. Is there, in your contribution at the County Assembly, is there any mention of public participation except for reference that you met the boy, Dennis, and his wife?
I didn't speak about it, but the report had already been submitted to the clerk.
The question is, did you make reference to public participation?
I did, because one of the participation I did was to see Dennis.
But the participation that you talk about having gone everywhere, it's not in your contribution in the County Assembly. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Why did you not bring out or raise that contribution in the County Assembly?
In the Assembly, Honored Madam Speaker, we were limited with the time of speaking. So you pick on the very important issues.
But in the Senate, we're not limited for time. Anyway, I was asking you that because we have information that those clips were done after the session. Is that correct?
Not true.
Okay, thank you. Where did you meet Dennis and his wife?
I invited them to come to town, Kisii town.
Okay. You talk of them having made a payment to the deputy governor?
Yes.
Okay, that is what they told you?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Did they tell you when they sold the salon that you very passionately refer to in your affidavit and the statement?
Yes.
Are you?
Madam Speaker, the salon was sold somewhere in April.
Okay. Are you aware that as at the time when the salon was sold, the advert had not, the Dennis had not applied for the job?
I've not been able to reconcile the two,
Okay.
Madam Speaker.
You tell the House that Dennis' wife had 12 years of unsuccessful trials to get pregnant?
The second born, yes, Madam Speaker.
Have you brought to the Senate any documents of that problem? Any medical document?
No.
Thank you. You claim or say that she's suffering from serious depression. Have you brought any medical document to the Senate?
No.
Let me refer you to the voting and allow me, Madam Speaker, refer the witness to page 158 of the DG.
What?
158 of the document titled DG. Take a look at that, Honorable Karen. In that page 158, confirm that that particular document there, it is your vote at the county assembly, and alongside it is your staff ID, I believe.
Yes, it's mine.
Okay. Is it correct that this photo was sent to the real force or the real sponsor of the motion to impeach the DG to confirm that indeed you voted to impeach the deputy governor?
No, not true.
Why were you taking this photo?
This was for my own record, Madam Speaker. And I don't think there is a law that stops me from. Thank you.
Look at, Madam Speaker, I'm referring the witness to page 158 to 161 of the DG's bundle. Confirm that those other documents annexed thereto are votes and IDs of other members of county assembly.
Others are not clear, Madam Speaker. I've only been able to identify mine.
Madam Karen, if you look at page 159, that is a vote. Do you have a member of county assembly known as Honorable Jim Kenyanya in the Kisii County Assembly?
Yes.
That is his vote at page 159. Page 160, do you have a member of county assembly known as Peter Mokua Okerio? His name is there and ID.
I can't see anything here, Madam Speaker. Nothing. It's plain.
Oh, post.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, apologies. I believe the copy shared didn't have the. Look at that page.
Yes.
Confirm that all those other pages show votes and IDs of all your colleagues.
Yes.
Okay.
Madam Speaker.
Is it not true that the members of county assembly voted under duress because they were compelled to show their master, their sponsor, how they voted?
Not true.
What is your explanation for the other members that also took photos alongside their?
I cannot be able to, Madam Speaker, I may not be able to answer for other members. I only take answer for my vote and the photo.
Thank you. Does the DG have a kitty for bursary?
No.
Are you aware of the provisions of the Kisii County Bursary Fund Act of 2014?
Yes.
Does the deputy governor have any influence with regard to who is awarded bursaries?
No.
Why then could you rely on public participation of, and ordinarily, just for record, are you aware of anyone that has been given a bursary of more than 5,000 shillings in Kisii County?
Yes.
How much has that sum been?
I can confirm that depending on the need of the children, some get 10,000. That I can confirm because I can even give the name if allowed.
Thank you. Could it be in order then for someone to say that he paid 12,000 to be given a bursary of 10,000? Did you believe that? Is that the public participation that led you to impeach the deputy governor or vote and second the motion?
Madam Speaker, I may not be able to answer for His Excellency the Deputy Governor whether he receives money, but those who are witnesses or people are testifying. So it is not within my need to answer on behalf of him.
But even as you sit here or you stand here, it's not logical for someone to bribe 12,000 to get 10,000. Does that add up, Honorable Karen?
It happens. I have, Madam Speaker, I can say that there are even conversations even in other counties. And there was a conversation which is not
It's
authentic,
okay,
so I
because
cannot
our
be
time
able
is
to
running
answer
out.
that.
It's okay, it's okay. My colleague Kato will take you through one or two questions, but let me just seek your answer to this, because I know you are one of those serious supporters of His Excellency the Governor.
Yes.
You will agree with me that most of the people that do not agree with the governor are either interdicted, sacked, or impeached, like the deputy governor. Is that correct?
That is not correct, Madam Speaker.
To the best of your knowledge, there are a lot of disputes with regard to governance. Are you aware that the deputy governor was disagreed with the governor on small issues about governance?
Small issues, Honorable Madam Speaker, they should be able to sort out. That's why they are leaders.
For example, let me just ask you so that you say yes or no. Are you aware that there was a disagreement about how the governor runs the county from his home at Motonto?
Not true.
Are you aware of the alterations in the budget?
Not true. I sit in the budget committee. Not true.
Are you aware that the EACC is investigating alterations made to the budget?
Yes, I know there is a letter from the COB, but I don't think these are which is.
Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker. I believe we have 3 or 4 minutes. Allow my senior Katwak again kindly ask a question or two.
Council Katwa Kigen, I think you're winding down your 5
Yes,
minutes.
I will be very brief, Madam Speaker. I very kindly request you, good evening, Madam Karen.
Good evening, Council.
Yes. Now, I would like to request you to go to page 21 of the County Assembly Volume 1 bundle, page 24, sorry. Now, your testimony as you are being led by my learned friend was basically that you come here to endorse the propriety and the results of the public participation, isn't it? Your point is that proper public participation was done and there's a proper feedback from it, isn't it? That's
yes,
the case.
yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Page 24 to 51, could you confirm that page 24 to 51 is that public participation report?
No, the document is a bit mixed up. There is public participation, there are other things.
Okay, if you could go to page 24, are you at page 24, please?
Yes.
Can you see the heading of all the contents of page 24 to 51? It says, Third Assembly, third session, report of public views on the removal of removal from office of the Deputy Governor of Kisii County government by way of impeachment. You can see that.
Yes, Madam Speaker.
And then it runs from page 24 to 51.
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Now, just the two sets of questions on that. Could you confirm that that report is not signed anywhere? There's nobody who has taken responsibility for that report.
The 24 page,
Yes.
Madam Speaker, somebody has signed. There is a receipt.
So
And there
somebody
is a
has signed
signature, yeah,
saying,
page
"I have
20.
received the report," isn't it?
Yes.
Now, that is the person receiving. Has anybody signed saying that I am the one who compiled this report?
No, Madam Speaker.
Very much. Number two, from that page 24 to 51, there is no reference anywhere to a video of any video, isn't it?
And so Kigen, that should be your final question. Wind up on that question. Let her answer you. Your time is up.
It's just one more, Madam
One
Speaker. Just
question,
one
yes.
more after this one, kindly. No, nobody has. There's no reference to a video, isn't it?
No reference, Madam
Thank you very
Speaker.
much. Now, I would like to take you to page 103. That would be my last question. Page 103 of that bundle. You got it?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to read the last paragraph. Does it say this? Honorable Henry Moracha, leader of majority, rose on standing order number 93 and sought an adjournment for purposes of public participation. You can see that?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, Madam Speaker.
That's correct.
Yes.
Could you confirm that when you adjourned for purposes of going for public participation, you did not provide for funds to do this public participation? Could you confirm that?
You want me to explain because I cannot say yes or no?
Explain. I just want you to say.
No.
You did not.
No, Madam
provide for it.
Speaker, yes.
Thank you very much. Number two, you did not determine who was to collect public funds. You did not create a committee or say what administrators or MCS are to collect funds. You did not assign anybody that business of collecting funds, did you?
No, Madam
Thank
Speaker.
you very much. And I will leave it there, Madam Speaker. Thank you so much for the accommodation and the indulgence. And thank you, Madam Karen. And nice seeing you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Do we have any re-exam? How many minutes? 5 minutes on re-exam.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will not spend 5 minutes. I have two questions for the witness. One, Honorable Karen, who conducted and compiled the public participation report?
Sir?
Who conducted and compiled the public participation report?
This public participation was done by the communication department from the assembly, and they are the people who did the compilement.
Lastly, you have been accused of taking a picture and sending it to the sponsor of this motion. Why did you take a photo of your vote?
Madam Speaker, it is not true, and I was not under any instructions to send my photo. This is for my own reference.
Do you know the source of that photo? If you took it from your phone, and how it ended up at the Senate?
I am not. I can't say, but it is in my phone, Madam Speaker, how it came out, and it was not a secret, Madam Speaker.
Lastly, is it unusual for members of the county assembly to be lobbied and whipped to support a particular motion in the county assembly? Is it unusual?
It is very normal for a county assemblies, just like what happens in the Senate. Honorable Madam Speaker, sometimes when a governor, the government has a specific motion or policy in the House, the majority leader is expected to lobby. So it is normal to lobby.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mwangi seems to have one question.
Just two questions, Honorable Speaker. Madam Karen, is this the first time the Assembly is conducting a public participation?
No, Madam Speaker.
You've done it before.
Yes.
In regard to public participation for the motion on impeachment, was it presented before the assembly?
Sorry?
Was the report for public participation presented before the county assembly?
Yes.
When was it presented?
The same day that we were tabling, the discussions were being made and the subsequent voting. I remember even Katwa Kigen, the council, asked for the same.
Did you debate on the motion or did you debate on the report for public participation before the impeachment?
No.
That's all.
I see two requests from the Senator. Senator Chute, have you requested? Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It seems like we are in a Pabashirandula episode here. And I wanted to ask the witness, on page 36 of volume 1, Masimba Ward, there was no member or members of the public which were at the venue when the secretariat arrived. What can she say about that? And then my number 2 question, how many people spoke or those who participated are in support of the deputy governor or against the deputy governor? That is why public participation is required. So can she explain to us? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, the report, the Masimba, it is clearly indicated that there were no members, as you realize. The issue of public participation sometimes, when it is not properly advertised or when the lobbying, telling people, not most people read newspapers. So sometimes it is possible that the people of Masimba Ward did not get to see the advert in the newspaper because we were not doing local advertisement from local stations. It is the newspaper that was being done. So I'm making an assumption that it could have been possible that most people were not able to reach out to this advert. Now, the second question, how many were for the governor and how many were for the impeachment? I will say majority, I will call it 80%, they were for the impeachment and 20% were of course in defense of the deputy governor.
Senator Karungo Dangwa, have you requested?
Madam Speaker, my question goes to the witness, Honorable Karen Magara. What could have been better? Is it to have you here and comment on support of those who give public opinions, or them to appear here as witnesses? And especially the old man who said that his land was almost taken by the deputy governor. Couldn't it be better to have him as a witness so that we can ask more questions, cross-examine, rather than a video of him just mentioning something and then it is done? And Madam Speaker, as I finish, if you look at the County Assembly Volume 1, the same old man on page 283 signed an agreement with the deputy governor to have that land or to buy that land in July 2022. That was even before he was elected as a deputy governor. So my question is, now that he got back his land, the agreement was cancelled, he owes the deputy governor 350,000. Could we say that he wants to finish that deal, not to pay the deputy governor his money, because he owes the deputy governor 350,000?
The first question, Madam Speaker, I may not be able to have made a decision on who is supposed to appear in the Senate. Remember, Honorable Senator, we have our lead counsel here. Maybe those are the people that are well placed to say what necessitated picking others and others were left out. Question number 2, about the land, the balance of the deputy governor.
On the land question, maybe it would be better placed, a different person would be better placed to answer that question.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam
So,
Speaker.
Senator, that could be directed to a different person, maybe the council. Council, you could respond to the second question as opposed to the witness responding to it.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will draw the attention of the Senate to page 284 of the bundle of documents by the County Assembly and confirm that the affidavit speaks about a situation of a going concern, speaks about an anticipated event. If you look at the agreement, yes, it is true, it was done in July 2022. The elections were to be conducted on the 9th of August. The agreement was, if I were to be successful, I will employ 6 children for you, subsequent to which you'll give me a set off of 300,000 shillings. This is to confirm the impropriety and the state of the mind of the deputy governor, that he came to the county government with a purpose to enrich himself. Most obliged.
That is the end of this witness statement or evidence, so we can proceed to the next. How many more witnesses do you have? I believe it's one.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We wish to announce that we have our last witness for today. His name is Ruben Monda.
How long is he going to take?
At most 20 minutes, Madam Speaker.
So you try and squeeze it to 15 minutes if you can.
Most obliged.
Counsel Katwa Kigen, how long will you take cross-examining this witness?
We will try that 10 minutes also, Madam Speaker.
Okay, so we can proceed.
Thank you.
Madam Speaker, I am informed by my assisting counsel that we may be facing a challenge where the sickly Ruben Monda has gone for his medication. And noting that we still have a witness who was summoned by the Senate, I beg to be guided whether or not we can perhaps wait for him for the next 30 minutes, or how then do we proceed?
Honorable Senators, I request that we do another 30 minutes. We spend those 30 minutes on this witness who is available, so that tomorrow we only have one witness on the prosecuting side. Instead of Monda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. If I heard counsel correctly, he says he had lined up Mr. Robert Monda, but Mr. Monda has, Ruben Monda, sorry. But Ruben Monda seems to have left Parliament to go and take medication. But he says that the Senate summoned another witness whom he wants to
Senator
avail.
Okongo, I heard him very well.
Yeah, so
And I
maybe
understood
we
him.
can get clarification. Does he have any witness outside waiting, or we are?
Robert Monja is out looking for his medication, but there is one more witness who was summoned by Senate, and I was proposing that we take him.
Madam
Yes,
Speaker,
he's
he has
here.
walked in.
He's here. Oh, who is this now? Is it Robert Monda?
This is Ruben Monda.
Oh, Ruben Monda. Okay, then we can proceed on with Ruben. He could take a seat if he's not able to stand. No. He could get a seat. Sergeant at arms, make that witness comfortable. We can proceed if you're ready.
I want to do what? You wish to take any information is what? I want to raise the bar. I, Ruben Orangi Monda Matundura, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate is respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Mr. Ruben Monda, good evening.
Yes, madam.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We are sorry for having kept you waiting the whole day.
Yes.
Kindly pardon us. Would you kindly introduce yourself to the Senate?
The honorable senators, my name is Ruben Orangi Monda Matundura, the immediate follower of the Deputy Governor, Kisii County, Dr. Robert Unsare Monda.
Does that then mean that you are the brother to the Deputy Governor?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I'm a blood brother, the immediate follower. My brother took care of me when I was young.
You say that your brother took care of you when you were young.
Yes.
Do you understand what brings you this evening before the Senate?
Yes, I understand what brings me before the Senate. I've come here to seek for justice for myself. And I've come here because of the harassment and the mistreatment that occurred to me when I am very sick.
Okay. Okay, allow me to perhaps lead you once more.
Yes.
Do you understand that your brother is facing an impeachment motion?
Yes, I understand.
Thank
My
you.
brother is facing an impeachment motion.
Do you understand the consequences of the impeachment if it were to be held by the Senate?
Come again?
Do you understand the consequences of this process if the Senate were to impeach him?
Yes, I understand the consequences.
What are the consequences?
One, in Kisii County, we shall not be having chaos as we are having. We will not be harassed the way we are being harassed.
So you understand that this process will culminate into him losing his seat, yes?
Yes, I understand.
And are you ready to take that path as a brother to the deputy governor?
Yes, I'm ready to take it.
Mr. Ruben Monda, have you come here on your own volition or you've been compelled to appear before the Senate?
No, Madam Speaker, sir. Madam Speaker, I've come on my own volition.
And to that effect, Mr. Ruben Monda, did you swear an affidavit dated the 21st of February?
Yes, I did. I saw an affidavit.
Again, did you swear that affidavit voluntarily or you were compelled?
No, I saw the affidavit voluntarily.
Sorry, Honorable Senators, I think the sugars are going low. That is page 257 of the bundle of document by the County Assembly. I'm so sorry, I beg your pardon.
277.
257, Madam Speaker. You find the affidavit of Ruben Monda Orangi Matundura.
Yes.
I refer you to paragraph 4 of the affidavit where you say that my brother, the Deputy Governor of Kisii County, has had a rough relationship with the family since acceding to being the Deputy Executive in the county, including treating our octogenarian father with exceptional contempt. Yes?
Yes.
What exactly do you mean?
I mean, he has handled our father, an old man who is 94 years old, in a very bad way. That made me, because I was at home, to cry and tell my brother that you can treat our father like this.
And are you saying that this is a behavior he has acquired upon assuming office, or he has always been like this?
He changed abruptly after getting that position, and he started mistreating everyone.
Look at paragraph 5 of the said affidavit where you say, I'll assist you in reading, that the Deputy Governor has since then ensured that there are at least 5 county officers stationed at our home, performing not only manual jobs in the farm, including but not limited to digging wells at our compound, feeding dairy cows, an aspect I strongly believe that is not part of their job description, but also spending the night in one of our father's house. Now, I put this question to you. Do you live in the same compound with the deputy governor?
Yes, we live, Madam Speaker, we live in the same communal compound with my brother, the deputy governor.
So while living in that particular communal compound, are you able to see what happens in each other's homestead?
Yes, Madam Speaker. Because I'm sick, I stay at home all the time, more than my brother, the Deputy Speaker. I see what happens day in, day out.
You speak about 5 officers. Are these normal casuals or these are county enforcement officers?
Madam Speaker, these are county security officers.
How are you able to distinguish that they are county enforcement officers or security officers?
Madam Speaker, they come on duty in uniform, a green uniform, every day.
It is your statement, therefore, that the enforcement officers do all the jobs for and on behalf of the Deputy Governor, yes?
Yes, Madam Speaker, they do that. And I'm an eyewitness.
Would you describe the kind of the jobs they undertake? Other than feeding the dairy cows and digging wells, is there anything else that they do?
Yes, Madam Speaker. There are some who do the lawn mowing. There are those who dug. In fact, they deepened an existing well for our brother when I was sick.
Look at paragraph 6 again of your affidavit. But before we do that, you've said that, but they also spend the night in one of our father's old house, yes?
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Who are these who spend the night there?
The security guards who come during the night. Once they finish, all of us report into the compound. They go and sleep in that house.
Paragraph 6 of your affidavit, Mr. Ruben, states that my brother, the Deputy Governor of Kisii County, has made it his business to ensure that our home is an extension of the county, wherein he dictates and in misuse of the county officers has his way. Since he came into office, there has been at least 5 working in his farm, clear demonstration that the Deputy Governor is in misusing the staffs of the county. Do you confirm that he does misuse them?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I confirm. And I can give explanation how it happens.
Please do.
For example, Madam Speaker, on the 20th of December 2023, my brother, without me knowing, because I was splitting some timber where I wanted to plant some more trees. Central Police Station that the Keumbu Askaris rushed me to Kisii. I was rushed to Kisii, and then I met the OCS Kisii, who failed to give me also end booking. I stayed there for almost 5 hours without being booked, but I was put to sit next to the cell on a box, I was told, that contains the ammunition. So I could not understand. At some stage, because I was very sick, I requested to be taken to the hospital. And when I requested, the OCS accepted. But reaching the hospital, Kisii Referral Hospital, I was again, the OCS commanded the two askaris who took me there to rush me back, that there is a letter he was to write for me, so that he allows me to go to the hospital. When I came there, OCS had left, and when we tried to call him, he put off his phone.
So you ended up not getting treated, yes?
I didn't get any treatment,
And
Madam Speaker.
And have you been charged before in a court for that offense?
Madam Speaker, I've never been charged in any court.
Did your brother reach out to you during that particular time?
Madam Speaker, up to now, he has never reached to me.
Do you have any evidence before this court in terms of photos that you'd wish the senators to watch?
Yes, Madam Speaker, there are photos which can be explained.
And can we have the clips, Madam Speaker, played?
Technical team, can you run that?
So we can begin there. What is happening in that particular photo?
That photo is when I was put in the Land Rover for Keumbu. I'm being, that time now, we have reached Keumbu, and now I'm being rushed to Kisii.
When was it?
Central Police. This was after I stayed for 3 hours at Keumbu. Now, orders came that I should be rushed to Kisii.
I can see, excuse me, I can see a person hanging just next to the pickups, I think, door, yes? Can you see that person with a brown shirt?
Brown shirt, yes.
Was he?
I don't know him by name, but if I find, I get him, I can.
Yeah, but what is he one of the enforcement officers or is a police officer?
That one is an enforcement officer.
From the county or from the national government?
From the county security team.
Where are the rest? You spoke about 20 of them. What happened to the rest?
The rest, Madam Speaker, they are the ones who collected 61 pieces of timber from the shamba to a waiting lorry on the road.
Who commanded?
And they are the ones, when we arrived at Kimbu, who have loaded the vehicle which was carrying the timber.
Who ordered them to do so?
It is my brother, the deputy governor, who gave them instruction to do so.
Do you think, in your own opinion, if the Senate does impeach the deputy governor, you'll get yourself free of this intimidation and harassments?
Council, you know your time is up.
This is the last question. If it's stripped of all these powers, will you continue to have the harassment coming from the enforcement mechanisms of the county?
It is my hope and prayer that he will not continue doing it. That's why I came here.
You said there was a video that was being that was recorded, yes?
Yes.
Could we, Madam Speaker, as the last clip, see and watch the video? And who took these photos and the videos?
Council, how many more minutes?
Only 3 minutes, Madam Speaker. Who took these videos and the photos?
Most of those, my brother came with the media.
Yes.
They are the ones who took that, and they even broadcasted what transpired on the TV, the local TVs in Kisii.
Those are the videos. What is that? Where is that place and what is happening?
That one still, we are on the way to Kisii, Central Police.
Have you been induced by any person to come and testify before the Senate in this matter?
No, Madam Speaker, I came on my own volition.
Finally, should a government officer, state officer, or public officer use his powers in that manner that your brother did?
Madam Speaker, I came because of the harassment and the abuse of office, misuse of power against me by my own brother. That's why I came here. I want to get justice. And the justice that I want, if my brother can be removed from office so that he can come to his senses. And I'm praying for him so that he can even see the kingdom of heaven.
We're sorry about that, Mzee. We're so sorry for the abuse.
Is that all for this witness? Is that all for examination in chief?
Yes, Madam Speaker. That's all for the old man.
Does he need time before cross-examination? Or is he able to take the questions in cross-examination?
Sorry, Madam Speaker, he says that he has only one more issue that you want to state. And granted his age, I pray that you may grant him only 1 more minute, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, since that time, I felt sick. I was brought to Nairobi Coptic Hospital, where I stayed for 3 weeks, and I spent a lot of money. And I'm now on injections. Right now, I've done 3 injections. I have a 4th one to do, and I have so many drugs to take. I'm seeing my life is in danger. That's why I decided to come, because he has mistreated me many times. I forgive him, but this time around I said I must come on my own volition. Thank you, thank you, thank you, the senators, the honorable senators. Thank you.
Mr. Ruben, you'll be asked questions by the counsel for the deputy governor.
Counsel, I'm on the mic.
I'm sorry,
please.
Madam Speaker.
Where did he fall sick? He said he fell sick.
Yes,
I felt sick after thinking very hard for almost 1.5 weeks of what transpired. And one of my brothers came home, and he's a doctor. He took my pressure. Me, I was fighting, thinking that it is only my sugars which are bad. And my pressure was reading over 200. And they told me, you are very sick. You have to be rushed to hospital. That's why I was brought to Nairobi. And before, I didn't have such kind of problems. I was not injecting even myself. I was not on these injections. I was not on the many drugs. I was taking just a few tablets to control my sugar and my pressure. But right now, I'm in very bad shape. Even my legs are swollen.
Counsel,
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruben.
Yes, Madam Speaker.
You can have a word with him. Explain to him he's going through his examination now.
Mr. Ruben. Madam Speaker, Mr. Ruben, I'm sorry for the ordeals. God will comfort you, but we are in a trial and the facts must be found by the Senate. You'll therefore be asked several questions by the opposing counsel. I kindly request that you do compose yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council, how many minutes?
As you had indicated, we'll take 15 minutes. I
Proceed.
seek an indulgence from the House. If we could have the interpreter availed, we want to refer to a video which is in Kisii language.
Secretariat team, can we get the translator back?
Good evening, Mr. Monda. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
I'll ask you a few questions before we get the interpreter.
Yes.
Your evidence is that since your brother became the deputy governor, he has changed.
Yes.
He has tasted power and changed.
Yes.
Is this the first time your brother has had a position of power?
No.
What previous position has he had?
Member of Parliament.
Since which year?
2007 elections to 2013.
Did he change then?
No.
But it's still your evidence that he changed once he became a deputy governor.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, we shall be referring to one of the videos that we were supplied by the County Assembly. Maybe I can give the title for the. It's a clip with the name Monda Arrest Brother Over Firewood.
Yes.
Maybe that one can be played.
Yes.
Before we play that, Bwana Ruben, you can confirm that this was recorded after your arrest.
It started in the farm when I was being
No, I'm
arrested.
saying the video we are referring to. Was it?
Yes, it started being recorded when I was in the farm.
Okay.
Munda nigo enyorete ase ensanano enene na mumuro mwabo omukonyi bw'omugabana w'ekaunti ya Kisii Daktari Robert Monda nigo enyorete ase ensanano enene na mumuro mwabo Ruben Monda igoro y'ogwotwa kwemete ase ensemo ya kerera.
Mr. Ruben, you will wait until you are asked questions. That's when you respond, but let's have the translator give us a translation of what has happened.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Adan Kanabuga, a professional journalist from the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, and I'm into FM, and I'm ready for the interpretation. Please, if you can replay that.
Omukonyi bw'omugabana w'ekaunti ya Kisii Daktari Robert Monda nigo enyorete ase ensanano enene na mumuro mwabo Ruben Monda igoro y'ogwotwa kwemete ase ensemo ya kerera.
It's a narration by a reporter. He says, the Deputy Governor, Robert Monda, is in conflict with his brother on the cutting of trees.
We can proceed. Translate what you're saying.
According to Ruben says, the land doesn't belong to the Deputy Governor, and they're going to confirm it from their father.
Proceed.
Munda kogenda kuna chimi tasense meyo ase abotebuna atabukirite abantu abange abasigari abayiga be serikali naboyigo abasigari be county bagocha kumusagana na kumira bakile taseni yege taseni kya kiumbu.
The narrator says Ruben got a surprise for his arrest until when he was taken to the police station. He wasn't aware about the arrest.
We proceed.
Injegande immediate follower ya deputy governor oyo onderete kerona rengo moke wono lero mambia ngona agenda nachi kuna chemite asina ta gete komente yende ngiagere riera abeke shit irite kina buya
Ruben says he admits facts. His brother, the deputy governor, raised him well when he was young. And then on that same day, he went to cut down the trees, which he planted himself.
Can proceed.
Ne yane yonsi nobody abana ba mito bonsi piwa bali baro otora ba murai komi bonsi pigo bali lira subusubane nganki ke gendrete ha emeteye ninje na simegete nkamatavinge ejere kuchirora ekegara kalimiro kare na abosimekeire konga chisiringi 6,300
Abotebuna ni yarusimegete meteyo naniho asimitwe sababu ya umurumu abo kogenda koleta abasigari na kumubwata eriyo kumwira sigata seni kyabasigari.
Pause the video.
Pause it.
Yes.
Now Ruben says his brothers will confirm that the land belongs to him and the trees belongs to him, and there's some piece of land where the deputy governor owns and him himself, Ruben, owns the land.
Proceed.
Lakini ngati kuna chiremeteye wetani kane abo tumne yaye wano asitumba kaine abuna nare kuna chemete tari eria na musimekere nare kuna cha nare kuna che yero muboka igora ase eria ne eria ne simekere.
We can stop there.
Now, Mr. Ruben confirms he himself, he planted some trees for the deputy governor, but on that same day, the trees he was cutting, they were his trees and not for the deputy governor.
Of order, Senator.
Madam Speaker, I have the benefit of understanding the language. I come from Kisii County. And I was just going to request that he translates word for word, because what he is doing, he's translating his understanding. So if they could play it in small bits, so that he just says that he has said ABCD instead, because what he's doing, he's understanding, and then he's giving us his understanding.
Senator Omugeni, I need your comment on that.
I mean, always we appreciate expert witnesses like the one who is on the dock, but I agree with Senator Oroba that there are some words that are missing in the translation. So I'd rather he gives us a direct translation, other than it's kind of giving us what he thinks he has captured from the speech. Yeah, like I can give you an example. There was a place where it was being alleged, and I'm using the word alleged because that's what was being said, that council askaris and police officers were sent to arrest him. But that did not come out when he was giving us the translation in English.
Expert witness, you just repeat exactly what you said in the video without transporting your understanding. Don't transpose to your understanding. So we play back and get to hear it and cut it shorter so that he's able to capture what needs to be understood.
Madam Speaker, we are actually done with this video, but if you want us to play it back, we can do that.
Council, I have guided you play back, and then he's going to listen, translate the correct version of what is said in the video. Important.
Madam Speaker, I hope this does not eat into our time.
And so I have given direction, just go back. Your time will be taken care of.
We can play the video.
Omukonyi gw'omugabana w'ekaunti ya Kisii Daktari Robert Monda nigo enyorete ase ensanano enene na mumuro mwabo Ruben Monda igoro y'ogwetwa kwemete ase.
The narrator says the deputy governor of Kisii County got himself in a conflict between his brother on the issue of cutting trees.
Proceed.
Mr. Ruben is having an argument with the deputy governor, asking him whether the trees belong to him, but he says he's the one who planted the trees.
Proceed.
Mr. Ruben is arguing with his brother, the deputy governor, saying the deputy governor is clearing all the land from, I think, from the road toward the down, and he's saying that they'll know the truth today from their father.
Proceed.
Nibatute mwali mroyo mwabo Ruben Monda kogenda kuna chimita sense meyo ase agotoya kuna atabukerete abantu abange abasigari abayiga beserikali.
Here the narrator says, Mr. Ruben said that he went to cut down the trees, and then after cutting the trees, he just got a surprise from the police officers who came to arrest him because they were cutting down the trees.
Proceed.
He was arrested on that same day, that same time he was cutting the trees, and he was taken to the police station in Kiumbu.
This is the narrator.
Yeah, as the narrator saying that.
We can proceed.
Yeah, Deputy Governor. Uyo onderete kerona ngomoke. Wono dero mambia. Kona agenda.
Mr. Ruben is saying his brother raised him while he was young, and that in the same morning he went. If you can play it again, just continue.
Uyo onderete kerona ngomoke. Wono dero mambia. Kona agenda. Nati kuna chemite asinata ke comment yende kiagere eliera abeke shit.
He's confirming that he went to cut the trees in the morning in order to add some more trees on that place.
Can proceed.
Emete yene yane yonsi. No bori abana ba mito bonsi piwa bali baro otora ba mure komi. Once piwa ba ndi.
He's saying they can confirm from their brothers that the trees belongs to him and he's the one who planted them.
Proceed.
He's still saying he's the one, he's insisting that he's the one who planted the trees.
Meteri.
Hmm?
Those Meteri.
Yeah, Miti, the trees.
Okay. Proceed.
Egere kuchora echagara kalimiro kali. Na hapo simekeira konga chishiringi 6,300.
What's that?
He's now saying there is some part of the land where he planted trees for the deputy governor, and the deputy governor was to pay him the amount of 6,300 for the trees he planted for him.
Proceed.
Nero sinigetemete iyo naniho asinyitwe sababu ya murumu abo kugenda koleta abasigari na kumubwata eliyo kumwira asigata seni cy'abasigari.
So the narrator says, Mr. Ruben he got a surprise because his brother, the deputy governor, ordered the police to come and arrest him, and yet he was just cutting down the trees he planted.
Proceed.
Lakini ngati kuna chilemete wetani kane ako tumne yaye wano asitubaka ine abuna nare kuna chemete tali eria na musimekere tunare kuna cha.
Mr. Ruben is saying previously the deputy governor has been cutting down the trees for about 4 times, but on that same day Mr. Ruben was cutting down the trees on some little bit of boundary between him and his brother's land.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bwana Ruben, I'll ask you a few questions based on what we've watched so far.
Yes.
Okay. You agree with me that in that clip, you do agree that you planted trees for the PG?
I said I planted the trees in the year 2003, 2005, when I was a manager at Kiamukamati factory.
So you agree. My question is, do you agree or don't you agree? It's a yes or no question.
I planted for him. No, because he didn't give me the money.
You did not, because he did not give you the money.
He didn't give me the money. I didn't plant for him.
You planted for him.
I didn't plant for him. I planted for myself because he didn't give me the money.
Do you also confirm that the trees you are cutting, according to your own statement, were at the boundary between your property and the deputy governor's property?
I'm talking about the boundary. He used to dig one side. Sometimes back, I was digging the other side. I was telling him, give me money to want to buy you seedlings. I plant for you this side where you were where you were digging. But he didn't give me the money. I bought the seedlings myself. I came, I planted. Then I told him, give me 6,300. He didn't give me. How did the trees become his?
You planted them on his portion.
I planted the trees on the whole portion where he was digging long time and at that time.
Okay, so you planted on his portion. We can stop there. Now, I'll ask you about this video and the statement that you made.
Sorry?
The video we were watching.
Yes.
Was this recorded before or after you were arrested?
But as Msika, this is the same day I was arrested. This is at the Keumbu police station where I made this statement.
You're sure of that fact?
Yes.
Okay. Were you? Yes, at Kiumbu police station, this is the same place in your affidavit, you say you felt sick.
I felt very sick. I felt very sick after the audit.
On the same day, while you were outside giving statements?
I said after 1.5 weeks, because
Mr. I'll take it to your affidavit. Maybe your counsel can show it to you. Or you have a copy. That is even better. Go to paragraph number 9. Paragraph 9. That is where you say at 18:30 hours, the OCS Keumbu denied me bail despite suffering from high blood pressure and diabetes, and I was transferred to Kisii. So you fell ill at Keumbu police station.
I did.
You fell ill at Keumbu police station, according to your affidavit.
Madam Speaker, I said I was sick, but not as sick as after 1.5 weeks. I was using drugs, I said.
Okay.
Tablets only. I said that.
So if we are to believe you, this arrest did not cause you to be sick. You got sick a few weeks later.
I repeat, Madam Speaker,
It's a yes or no
I'm
question.
diabetic and I have pressure. But I was not as sick before the ordeal. And I came to realize I became very sick when I started fighting only sugar. But the pressure had gone over 200.
Okay.
I said that.
We can move on to the next issue. You were referred to a video, to a clip, a photo, where you were showing someone in a brown. Yes, before I move on to the video clip, have you provided any medical documents to show how you went to Coptic Hospital? You were admitted after this fact?
I have all the documents.
Do you have them before
But
this
I
house?
don't have them before the house. If given time, I'll be able to avail them.
That is fine. You can avail them at another fora, not today. I'll take you to the photo you are referred to. If the technical team can place that photo up. If they can highlight just the name of that particular photo, the description of the photo, it's described as a still, having been taken out of a video, which I'll play shortly. Is that possible from the technical team?
Council, you have to be more specific which photo you are referring.
It's the same photo, the one they had put up. But it's okay, we can move to our video referred as Arrest 001.
Technical team. Try to phrase the question because you saw the video as they look for that video.
Okay. The video has been titled WhatsApp at 13:42:42.
Is it a new video or the old video that was played?
It's part of the videos that was applied. It's there were two folders. One was for photos, one was for videos. It's the third video.
Because your time is up, so I'll give you 2 minutes to finalize.
It's the second, WhatsApp 13:42. It's the next one, not this one.
Sawa, anasema hapo na ingine. Tutapanga tu.
Nimechukua mzazi wangu, sijachukua ya nini, sijachukua polisi. Unaona mali na
Yes, we can pause that. Bwana Ruben,
Yes.
you said there were county enforcement officers during your arrest, which is this.
Yes.
The photo you've shown us originated from this. Can you identify those county officers you are referring to in the video from which that still was pulled?
Madam Speaker, the photos is showing here are the ones when I was being rushed by the police to Kisii. And none of the county officers went to Kisii, apart from one who was in a brown shirt. There is another clip where there is one I saw and identified positively as one of the officers from the security, one. But the rest are police officers, the ones we are seeing.
Do you know this officer's name? You can identify him?
Sorry?
You know this officer's name? This person you say you identified as a county enforcement officer.
I know him by appearance. I don't know him by name.
Was he wearing a uniform by any chance?
Yeah?
Was he wearing uniform from the county?
Because that one.
No, my question is.
Let me answer. That one is from the revenue department, the one we are seeing there. Because the officers came, the security guards plus the revenue officers. The one we are seeing there is a revenue officer.
Your story has changed from compliance.
I've not changed.
To revenue officers, but that is fine. Let me ask you the last.
They are county workers. They came about 20.
Kindly, let me ask you the last question.
Yes.
You've indicated that you live in one communal farm, yourself and your brothers.
I said compound.
One communal compound.
Yes.
Does your brother keep cows, dairy cows?
Yes.
How many dairy cows does he keep?
3.
3 dairy cows.
Yes.
Where exactly does he keep them?
Next to our communal compound.
Next to your communal compound?
Yes.
On his property?
Now, the land where we are living all belong to our father. None of us has been given a piece of land. None of us, even where we have planted the trees, all the land belongs to our father.
No, I'm asking you to designate. You see, the property is big. Where are these cows being kept? Because if I go to your compound, or this house goes to your compound, they want to see these cows you're referring to.
You come, I show you.
Okay, so these cows, before the governor became the deputy governor of Kisii, were these cows still there?
Mr. Ruben, you must try to answer the questions without proposing a visit to the council.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
What I meant, Madam Speaker, yes, I can show him where they are.
Okay, were the cows there before he became deputy governor, or they came after with the county enforcement?
Sorry?
The cows were there before or after he became deputy governor?
The cows were there even before. Yes.
And before they were still being taken care of?
Sorry?
They were being taken care of before he became?
Yes, they were being taken care of.
He had employees to do this?
Sorry?
He had employees who do this?
He had his own employees, yes.
He still has employees?
Now he's using the...
Does he have employees? That is my question.
I've said no.
You've not said anything. Does he have employees on the property?
Right now, no.
Okay.
Yes.
Council,
so he has no one on that property. That is your evidence.
Sorry?
He has no one on the property.
Yes?
No employees on the property.
The employees who are there are the county workers. I've said 5, I see them every day, 5 workers, about 5.
Okay, what do these 5 workers do? And to be more specific.
So I have indulged you.
Madam Speaker,
Make
just
that-
this last
make
question.
that your last question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Yes.
There are those who man the gate, they come in pairs, 2 from morning to around 6 in the evening, and 2 during the night.
So those are 4 officers, 2 during the day, 2 during the night, who man the gates. Yes?
I'm saying 2 during the day, 2 during the night.
Those are
the ones who are manning the gate.
Yes.
Then we have 2 who are called gardeners.
Yes. Continue.
Then we have 1 who cooks for the governor, deputy governor. So I'm saying a minimum of 5, at least 5. So they can be more, depending on the day.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you,
time
Madam
is up.
Speaker. I had sought just indulgence with one question, because that one was in the middle of being answered. It's a simple
Council-
question. It just has, it's a yes, no question.
Council, we
Madam Speaker,
ask that one question, and that is it.
I'm most obliged. Bona Ruben.
Yes.
Have you ever supported your brother politically?
Sorry?
Do you support your brother politically?
Right now, no.
Ever?
No.
Okay.
I will never do it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council. We can have examination in chief. How many minutes do you need? 5 minutes? You can begin now.
Brother Ruben, good evening. You have been shown a video that you were the one who was speaking in Kisii language, right?
The one who was speaking?
There's a video that has been played.
Yes.
And the video spoke in the Kisii language.
The Kisii?
You spoke in the Kisii language on that video.
Yes, yes.
Do you agree with the interpretation that was given by the gentleman?
Some places he was not doing well.
Would you kindly point out the issues that you spoke to? Did you mention something to do about 20 enforcement officers on that video?
The 20?
On that video,
Yeah.
did you mention something to do with 20 enforcement officers?
Yes.
What exactly do you mention?
The 20 and on the clip.
Yes, on the clip. What did you say on the clip about 20 enforcement officers?
Now, I spoke in Kisii, and I was asking my brother, because this clip, the way it has been done, it was done by the media, not me. But if they brought the whole clip the way it was.
But what did you say, Bwana Ruben? Just say what you said on the clip.
I said that I was asking my brother, why all this, the police, why all this, the county workers? Because I was surprised. All those would not come for me alone, and I was sick.
Mr. Ruben, just repeat exactly what you said on the clip so that the senators can understand your own version of your translation.
Now, which part of the clip?
Where you
want me to
mentioned
translate?
where you mentioned 20 enforcement officers.
Why I mentioned 20.
Well, do you mind we replay the clip, Honorable Speaker, for just 1 minute?
You know, I was not telling my brother. When I was doing the affidavit, is when I gave the numbers. But when I was talking about that clip, I didn't give the numbers.
Lastly, Mr. Ruben.
Yes.
The trees where you've planted trees, the trees that you were cutting down, on which side of the land were they? On the trees that you were cutting down, were they on your side of your land or were
Ma-
they on the side of the deputy
Ma-
governor?
Madam Speaker, I want to be very clear why I'm here.
Well, Ruben, I want you just to answer my question. My question is very simple. The trees that you cut down, were they on your side of your land that you've been given by your father, or were they on the side of the land that the deputy governor has been farming?
I said the land belongs to our dad. It does not belong to me, it does not belong to my brother. We only showed one another. You can be digging this side, I dig this side. So the land belongs to our dad.
Where you farm, were you cutting trees down from the side of the land where you farm?
Now, we stopped farming. That's why I found the land idle and I planted the trees. We stopped farming a long time.
That's all for this witness, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Council. Honorable Senators, I have a list of about 6 senators.
Look at paragraph 5 of the said affidavit where you say, I'll assist you in reading, that the deputy governor has since then ensured that there are at least 5 county officers stationed at our home, performing not only manual jobs in the farm, including but not limited to digging wells at our compound, feeding dairy cows, an aspect I strongly believe that is not part of their job description, but also spending the night in one of our father's house. Now, I put this question to you. Do you live in the same compound with the deputy governor?
Yes, we live, Madam Speaker, we live in the same communal compound with my brother, the deputy governor.
So while living in that particular communal compound, are you able to see what happens in each other's homestead?
Yes, Madam Speaker. Because I'm sick, I stay at home all the time, more than my brother, the Deputy Speaker. I see what
You speak about 5 officers. Are these normal casuals or these are county enforcement officers?
Madam Speaker, these are county security officers.
How are you able to distinguish that they are county enforcement officers or security officers?
Madam Speaker, they come on duty in uniform, a green uniform, every day.
It is your statement, therefore, that the enforcement officers do odd jobs for and on behalf of the deputy governor, yes?
Yes, Madam Speaker, they do that. And I'm an eyewitness.
Would you describe the kind of the jobs they undertake? Other than feeding the dairy cows and digging wells, is there anything else that they do?
Yes, Madam Speaker. There are some who do the lawn mowing. There are those who dug. In fact, they deepened an existing well for our brother when I was sick.
Look at paragraph 6 again of your affidavit. But before we do that, you've said that, but they also spend the night in one of our father's old house, yes?
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Who are these who spend the night there?
The security guards who come during the night. Once they finish, all of us report into the compound. They go and sleep in that house.
Paragraph 6 of your affidavit, Mr. Ruben, states that my brother, the deputy governor of Kisii County, has made it his business to ensure that our home is an extension of the county, wherein he dictates and in misuse of the county officers has his way. Since he came into office, there has been at least 5 working in his farm, clear demonstration that the deputy governor is in misusing the staffs.
Their squatters. So how can we apportion ownership of the trees? And in circumstances where one is saying, I bought the seedlings, planted them. Initially, I was supposed to buy, my brother was supposed to buy seedlings, I planted for him. I bought the seedlings at some 6,000 shillings, I planted, but I was never compensated. And the land, they're squatting on that land. So who is the owner of the trees?
Mr. Ruben?
I think the Honorable Senator is right. Actually, the owner of the trees is our father, even if I planted, because he's the holder of the title deed.
Senator Mutinda? Kit Shorts?
You stated earlier that when you're making your submissions, that the reason you're here is because your brother, the deputy governor, misused his office.
Yes.
So after you were released, after your arrest, did you make a point of making an official complaint against your brother on the misuse of his position in office. At the same time, I look at both of you, you are above 60 years.
Yes.
Have you ever, in the 60 years of your brotherhood, have you ever taken each other to court, or has any of you caused an arrest among each other within that whole duration that God has kept you? Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Speaker, I've forgotten the first part of your question. The first part, yes.
Okay, I've said when you are doing your submissions, you said that the reason you are here today is
Yes.
because your brother, he misused his office, he used his power. Then I'm asking, after you are released from police station, did you now file an official complaint of misuse of office against your brother? That is my first question.
Thank you, Your Honor, Madam Senator. I want to say this, Madam Speaker. I didn't do it because I was sick. The only thing I did, I talked to my area senator, my area MCA when he came to see me by the name Honorable Steve Arika. I asked him, what can I do? Because my brother has done me wrongs for a long time. I've been forgiving him. So I wanted him also to make his observation. He's the one who whispered to me that there is something like a motion that is being moved for the removal of the deputy governor from office. Then he's the one who connected me to the move of this motion. That is how I came to do. The first thing I've done is an affidavit, the one now I'm talking about here. The next one, I said, when I will be well, I'll move to court. Otherwise, why I'm here today is to show that my brother is misusing his power. My brother is abusing his own office. That's why I'm here. For the trees, I'll move to court. Otherwise, the court will determine who is the true owner of the trees. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
He said he would move to court when he's out of here.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to concentrate on the charge of abuse of office, and I want the Council of the Assembly to respond. The office of Deputy Governor comes with some privileges and entitlement. We are being told here that he has at least 5 officers working for him. Can the Council tell us whether they did a research on what the Deputy Governor is entitled to have? And on this accusation of having this particular day when we had 20 county officers who went to the family farm, what evidence do we have that there were 20, so that when we are interrogating this matter, we can be able to ascertain who is telling the truth? Thank you.
Council.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Yes, it is true. There is a question of trees involved, which the witness clearly says if we were to go as the title dictates, then they would belong to their father. But that is not where the case is. The case is in the abuse of office by the Deputy Speaker. That is why we requested the Senate today to issue summons as against the Director Enforcement to come and confirm to us whether he did any investigation to confirm whether the 20 were there. It will surprise you tomorrow morning if God grants unto us health tomorrow that yes, it is true. Evidence will be tendered. Most obliged.
Senator Okemwa Nomenen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to ask Ruben. When did your brother, who is the deputy governor, when did he begin misusing powers of the office? And do you remember, do you know that he was once a member of parliament? Second, when you become, since you become sick, as your brother provided you any medication?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I said that my brother, when he was a member of parliament, he didn't have much problem with us. My brother started being very rough to us, rough even to our own old father, once he became deputy governor. I also said that it is me who soldered all of the medical bills. My brother has never even talked to me concerning or telling me sorry or anything up to this time as we are seated here.
Thank you. Senator Betty Montet.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On the same issue of abuse of office, I would wish to ask Mr. Ruben to confirm whether the brother, the deputy governor, still has county employees at his farm to date, and if not, until when were they deployed there? Since he told us that he sees them every day, or their neighbors.
Thank you, Madam Senator. The security officers at the main gate are still coming. And I said, they are those who come at night, who sleep in one of the houses in our communal compound. So those who come during the night sleep there.
Senator Oruoba.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have two questions. One is to the Council of the Deputy Governor. There is on the issue of going to report the case on the dispute about the trees. I wanted to know who is the official complainant, and is there an OB that was registered before the police were actually released to come and bring peace to the homestead? And the second one, my second question is to the brother of the deputy governor. There's a lot of talk in town about political interest. So do you have any interest to run for political office? Or have you in the past declared any interest that would be conflicting to run for political office?
The first one was meant for me? The first question. You said council. I don't understand.
Yeah, Council, if you can answer, who was the official complainant? Because we are being told that the land belongs to the father. So on record, who is the official complainant before the police were released to come and and ensure that there is peace at that? And is there an official OB that was registered? That was my first question.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, House. Yes, there is an official OB that was reported at Kiambu Police Station, and this is attested by the fact that Mr. Ruben was actually given cash bill that is tied to that particular OB. The official complainant is the DG, as he has set out in his defense. I do not have it
Honorable
at
Senator,
my
that's a
fingerprint.
detail, it should be in the bundle. If he says there's an official complaint, I believe it should be in the bundle, if they want to use it. Now it's the witness to answer the second question.
Madam Speaker, I think the second one was meant for me. I want to say this. I am very sick. I have never even, I'm supposed to do even some business. But because I'm sick, I stay in my house. My brother, Dawad, is staying at home. He goes to town, to his office, he comes back, he finds me in the house. So I cannot have any interest, my dear Senator. I cannot have any interest. That one will be pure politics. I can't because I'm sick.
Senator Ledama. It's 1 minute, Senator.
It's
And
30
not more than 2
seconds.
questions.
Very sad for the family today. The family is on trial. My question is to the attorney for the DG, and I'm following up with the question asked by my sister. If, from what you showed us there, the witness was arrested, why hasn't it been charged until today? Or if he has been charged, can you please clarify that? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, given the grand notions that we do live by of separation of powers, my client has not been involved in any way with interfering with the investigations, which are still ongoing through the National Police Service, which has its own independence and to deal with the jurisdiction, investigate and make the appropriate decision whether to charge or not in conjunction with the DPP. As we appear before you today, our client is not aware of any charges against Mr. Ruben.
Senator William Cheptumo. That should be the last.
Thank you, Madam
Senator.
Speaker. Madam Speaker, the issue of the trees still remains unclear to me. The land belongs to the father of Ruben and the deputy governor. And he confirmed that they were shown the parts to cultivate by their father. Now, if he did not do so, my question is this. The trees that you claim to belong to you and the trees that you planted for your brother, the ones that were being cut, harvested, before the police came, can you lay a claim on those trees as Ruben?
Sorry?
Can you claim that those trees belongs to you? Because, Madam Speaker, that is a critical question, and I think Enoch was trying to raise that issue before, so that then we are clear that the Ruben, being a witness in this case, really had a claim on a portion of the trees that was planted in his father's land.
Madam Speaker, I said the trees belong to our father because I don't have a title deed. My brother does not have a title deed. And it is not our father who showed us that you will be digging here and here. It is me and my brother who are agreed that you will be digging one side and I dig on the other side. Sometimes back, before I came, because I worked in Central Province, I worked in Meru, I worked in Embu, then I went back to Kisii. After a long time, then now is when I was at Kiamukama Tea Factory, 2003, 2005, is when I started planting trees from that side where I used to dig a long time. Then I realized, because that time there were no issues with my brother, I asked him, since you were digging this other side, give me money to buy you the seeds, the seedlings. He didn't give me. Then I bought the seedlings, I planted. Then I told him, give me 6,300. But I've said here that the issue of trees is almost an issue in this matter. Let us concentrate on the abuse of office and the misuse of power. That is the main reason why I came here. Because the trees, even if we argue here, we will not come to a conclusion.
Thank you, Ruben. Honorable Senators, we have now come to the conclusion. I believe councils for the County Assembly of Kisii, I believe that's your last witness.
Yes, Madam Speaker, to the extent that the summons issued, the directions of the chair were that the witness will be led tomorrow. We then only have one witness remaining pursuant to the summons. But as for today, Madam Chair, we may say that we can rest at this time.
So then, Honorable Senators, the session will continue tomorrow. And I believe in the morning, there was a direction that the witness will come at 12 o'clock. That's so. So